Hello Internet, this is round 4 of the London Regional from a couple of weekends ago. We're both 3-0 going into round 4. I'm feeling pretty okay. It's got a really standard, boring looking team. I feel like I should, have a pretty good chance of winning. Let's see how we go. I do sometimes tend to lead like this, and I think in the last game as well, in a way that makes me a little bit weak to bulky water types like Suicune. I think in the last game there was a Milotic that gave me some problems as well, so maybe that's something that I really should sort of think about a bit more. But at least I've got Blaziken, which can potentially get a speed boost and outspeed the Kangaskhan next turn, so at least I've got that going for me. But let's see what happens. He withdraws his Kangaskhan, no fake out or protect or anything out of the ordinary like that, I suppose. He just withdraws it, puts his Rotom in. I withdraw my Tyranitar. I guess expecting maybe a fake out or a low kick or a power up punch or something like that, because my Parasect has got the Rocky Helmet, and I protect my Blaziken, which even at the time I remember feeling like, oh, this is such a predictable, boring move, and it's just obvious that he's going to get his Tailwind off, isn't it? So I protect with Blaziken, and lo and behold, he gets his Tailwind up. So a little bit annoying. I suppose I didn't go straight for the attack, like straight the superpower onto the Kangaskhan slot, because I suppose he could have scolded that turn. But also his Kangaskhan might have been faster without the speed boost on my. I would normally expect a Kangaskhan really to be faster than a Blaziken without any speed boosts. And I didn't really want to risk getting it knocked out, so I made, I suppose, the safe move, but it was really predictable for him to go for a Tailwind as well, and now I've got to stall out 3 turns. I've got a bit of a problem on hand straight away, because as we see, both of his Pokemon threaten both of my Pokemon, like a Scald and an Overheat will knock both of these two out. But here's a Sandstorm, 3 turns of Tailwind that we need to think about. And try and switch around and play defensively around, which is never enjoyable, really. Here's my speed boost, which doesn't really do too much for me now. So I'm expecting like a Scald on the Blaziken slot, so I bring the Azumarill in, and I'm expecting an Overheat onto the Parasect slot, expecting these really obvious plays. So I bring in my Tyranitar back on that slot. For some reason, he protects his Rotom here, so like, that's a really stupid move, like, honestly. I don't know why he's stalling out his own Tailwind there. And he just Scald into the Azumarill. It doesn't burn me, thank goodness. That is the only thing that I was really worried about there. Sandstorm damage is racking up, which is nice, especially on the Suicune. Any damages, I'll take it. It is on my Rotom as well, though. I guess he's expecting, like, an Aqua Jet, maybe, on that slot. I don't know, he switches his Rotom out. He has still got Tailwind up here, so I mean he is kind of threatening my Tyranitar with a burn as well. But I actually switch my my Azumarill, that's the one, back out into Parasect, thinking that he's just going to Thunderbolt. I mean, surely he knows that he can survive an Aqua Jet and just Thunderbolt me back and knock me out. I'm protecting with my Tyranitar because I don't want to get burnt from a Will-O-Wisp or a Scald, I suppose. And yeah, that's it. Just another turn gone of Tailwind. That's basically what I'm going for, because I think we've got one more turn of Tailwind now. I think. Let's just wait for the Sandstorm damage. Yeah, we have. So I just need to basically, stall out this one more turn of Tailwind, which I feel like I can do quite nicely now because I've got the Parasect on the field. And this turn I can start to set up. I can get my Dragon Dance here. We know that his Suicune doesn't have goggles because we've seen it being hit by the Sandstorm and whatnot. So here's my Rage Powder. Here's a Double Edge, which I know my Parasect can survive. And like I said, I do have the Rocky Helmet as well. So this Kangaskhan is taking a lot of damage here. Here's his Recoil too. There we go. That's a lot of damage. And a Dragon Dance here. So oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see what's happening. This turn just threw me off because of a play that I make further on in the game. This Tyranitar went for the Dragon Dance before his Suicune went for an attack. So I suppose in my head, in my mind, in this game, I'm thinking that I really shouldn't have, though. I guess I was thrown off there, thinking that Tyranitar was faster than his Suicune, but it really can't be when it doesn't have any boosts in Tailwind. And he goes for a Mirror Coat, so I don't know if he's expecting like a Giga Drain or something from my Parasect. Like, Mirror Coat? I don't know, Mirror Coat? Like, it's not Magic Coat, isn't it? Magic Coat's the one that, like, redirects, like, fires back spores and stuff. So I don't know why he did that. So that is another, like, pretty silly move. So, like, I'm getting a bit frustrated because he's making these silly moves and he's not really getting punished for them, which is my fault, obviously. But at least I got my Dragon Dance up here. He takes another turn of sand damage as the Suicune, and the Parasect survives on 1 HP. It's like it's almost EV to survive that, isn't it? And his Tailwind goes down there as well. So I'm feeling pretty good now. I don't know what his last Pokemon is. I know he's got a Rotom Heat in the back. I don't know what his last Pokemon is. His Kangaskhan really is not enjoying sitting out here now. And I'm feeling pretty good because I got Parasect out against his Suicune, so I can redirect, I can potentially put it to sleep as well. You might have noticed that the last few turns I didn't Mega Evolve with Tyranitar as well, just because I thought that in the future I might want to, when the Sandstorm goes down, which is going to be at the end of this turn, I might want to bring the Sandstorm up again to start, for my special offense boost, but also to start whittling away damage-wise at them too. But I do Mega Evolve the Tyranitar this turn because I could potentially be taking a hit, so I want to be a bit bulkier, but also because I know that the sand, in my head I'm counting the turns, the sand is going to go down at the end of this turn, and Parasect is on 1 HP, so if I Mega Evolve and stop the sand coming up again next turn, then Parasect is going to, sit around for a bit longer and help me out Rage Powdering and stuff away. I wasn't too happy to see the Brillium though. In fact, I was a little bit worried to see he had the Brillium, but it's very kind of him to just bring it in on a Rock Slide like this. So, so I go for the Rock Slide. You can see I'm not going for a Rage Powder here because the Rock Slider +1 would have knocked out the Kangaskhan from where it was. So I suppose I am risking a Scald Burn here. That was the risk, but I kind of expected him to... I don't know, maybe I'm expecting too much of him. I expected him to expect the Rage Powder, and obviously he doesn't want to Scald here, does he? Because then, he can just give my Parasect some HP back with my Dry Skin. But I suppose that prediction bites me. Thankfully he doesn't get the burn here, and I do get the Suicune to sleep, but I suppose it would have been nice to stop that damage and get a bit more HP back on my Parasect here. But, that doesn't really matter that much, I don't think. Next turn, Protect with Tyranitar. He protects with his Brillium for some reason as well. Not too sure why. Parasect doesn't really threaten the Brillium with anything. And Suicune takes a sleep turn there. And I get my Seed Bomb off onto the Suicune. Now that is important. That puts it into another Rock Slide range, another Bullet Seed Bomb, that's the one. Another Seed Bomb range. Too used to using the Brillium here. So I'm feeling really good. Well, I'll say that. The Brillium is still threatening. I think that a Mach Punch... this Tyranitar is bulky. I think that a Mach Punch might knock my Tyranitar out from here. Obviously, I can't Rage Powder it away. But the next turn, I'm thinking if he does Mach Punch the Tyranitar, then, okay, I can bring the Blaziken in, start getting speed boosts, and... I should be okay because I've got Parasect and I've still got Azumarill for his Rotom Heat as well. I think I should be okay in this game. But let's see what happens. He withdraws the Suicune, so that has taken 1 sleep turn. He withdraws the Suicune, puts in his Kangaskhan. He doesn't go for any kind of Mach Punch or anything with his Brillium, which did confuse me a little bit. Maybe he's over-predicting here because basically that's his Kangaskhan gone down, so that was a pretty risky switch on his behalf. And he doesn't even opt to knock my Tyranitar out. He just puts it to sleep, which kind of confused me as well. And I, get to Seed Bomb and knock out this Brillium. So, Parasect obviously proving that it's the better mushroom of the two. So bye-bye Brillium. But even at this point, I am, I'm 4-2 up, and I feel like I've won the game, surely. Right, I'm trying to think of how I can lose this game, and, well, let's see what happens. There's not really anything that my Parasect can do here to stop itself getting knocked out. I don't really want to withdraw put my Blaziken in on a potential Thunderbolt. I don't want to, bring the Azumarill in on a potential Thunderbolt either, really, even more. So I'm just leaving it in. If he targets it, then he targets it. If he doesn't, then great, I've got another turn that my Tyranitar can try and wake up, because Tyranitar isn't really threatened by either of these Pokemon yet. But here's my first turn of sleep. He does go for the Thunderbolt here on Parasect, which knocks it out, and annoyingly he gets the first turn wake here and goes for Tailwind. Now, that is annoying. I mean, that's the first, actually it's not the first time he used Spore, is it? But it's in this tournament. But it's the first time I've really needed a Pokemon to stay asleep and not get the first turn wake. So he does wake up, he gets the Tailwind off, which is annoying. Tyranitar this next turn stays asleep again, so I don't get my first turn wake, which would have been quite nice, I suppose. Blaziken protects, and he Thunderbolts and Scalds, so pretty simple plays there. I can take one Scald. I get my Speed Boost. Now, this is what I was sort of thinking about earlier on when the Suicune went for the Mirror Coat. I was thinking, maybe this is just a really slow Suicune, but I suppose I didn't, it didn't occur to me that obviously it's got really, negative priority on that attack. So I was thinking, if my Tyranitar wakes up, then fantastic. I'm just going to protect it just to keep it around a bit longer. But I was expecting my Blaziken at +1 now to outspeed his Suicune at +2 effectively in Tailwind, and it doesn't. He goes for the Thunderbolt onto my Protect, and he is faster. He goes for the Scald onto my Blaziken, which actually does knock me out as well. Which I suppose is to be expected, but maybe if it was a really bulky Suicune, it wouldn't have knocked me out. But that, I think, has pretty much sealed my fate in this game, which is really annoying. Like, honestly, it is. It is my fault, that miscalculation of speed. If I had realised that his Suicune was still faster, then I would have protected Tyranitar like I did, and I would have brought Azumarill in on that slot to, burn another Tailwind turn so that Blaziken could come in without Tailwind later on and just knock the Suicune out. I think it would have worked out quite nicely for me like that. I still think I would have won the game, but now I'm in the position, basically, where I've still got one more turn of Tailwind. Tyranitar can't protect again. Azumarill can protect, but it can't beat both of them by itself, especially because an Aqua Jet won't knock out this Rotom. So I'm really not in a very good position, and I'm pretty sure that unless there's some kind of miracle, I've lost this game. So, I don't even try protecting. Maybe I could have gone for the double protect there. I suppose in this position that would have been the better move to go for the double protect. Then at least there would have been a 30% chance that I could have won this game. So I suppose that's a bit regrettable as well. But he goes for the Thunderbolt, knocks out my Azumarill, and again, Tyranitar obviously cannot be faster than the Suicune because the Blaziken wasn't a +1, and he just knocks out my Tyranitar. So that is really annoying. Like, he made a number of poor moves in this game, and I didn't capitalise on it, which is obviously my fault and my team's fault. So I'm very annoyed at that. He did get the first turn wake to basically win the game for him as well. If he was asleep for one more turn, then I would have been able to bring my Blaziken in the next turn and just knock it out with a superpower, not even mess around with it, just knock it out with a superpower. So that is annoying as well. But also, in hindsight, like, this is a tournament in the UK, and we don't have the battle box, all that lot that we have at nationals, and in proper official tournaments with the proper timer. And the judges do say that we are still enforcing like a 15 or 20 minute whatever limit on each round. And at one point in this game, just a few turns ago, I was 4-2 up. I had 4 Pokemon, he had 2 Pokemon. What I really should have done, because he was taking forever with his turns, it really would have been justice, I think, if I'd called a judge over and been like, call time, give me the win. And I don't see why they wouldn't have done that, because this was probably the last game of the Swiss round going on. Everyone had come around and joining and watching the game and everything. So I probably should have called time on him like that anyway. But anyway, I've lost this game. So this game was the most annoying game of the whole tournament for me, and you will see some more games coming up tomorrow that you might think might trump this, but really it doesn't. This was the most annoying game of the tournament for me, for all of these reasons. So I was, 3-1, still a pretty good score, I suppose, after four rounds. But I was not in a good mood after this game, to say the least. But anyway, thanks for watching this, guys. The rest of the tournament I'm going to do in the video tomorrow, so you will get to see everything. Don't worry about that. Watch the video tomorrow. So thanks a lot, guys. Please like and share the video if you have done, and goodbye for now.